Okay, hi everyone. I hope you can hear me all right. Change the room size. All right, we will change the room size or we won't. Oh, I actually don't know. I think we will leave it like it is now. Yeah, so okay. Hi everyone. Good to see you again. We are doing MVL's Endgames, right? He's also playing at Olympiad. I don't know. How did France do today? Anyone knows? How did France do today? I actually don't know myself. France won. Okay, thanks, Sarthak. He was losing against 1994. That's incredible. Okay, I'll check. I'll check later. So many games to look at. Anyone, tell me White's plan here. White's winning plan. Okay, thanks, Rohan. Rohan, you were fastest. We will have Rohan show this very quickly. You play white, Rohan. I play black. Everybody wants to know. Look what Rohan does, sending the bishop this way. Why might that be? Well, we will soon find out. Once the bishop is here, it turns out that white's king can walk over to the other side, right? And I cannot do anything here. It doesn't matter, of course. Yeah, you can win in a million ways. This is not a good exercise for chessable because many move orders will work, right? But this is the point. You can play f6 at your leisure. The bishop is doing two things at the same time. On the other hand, it would be wrong to send the king instantly. Anyone? Let's see. Kind King Sam, what would you play here with the black pieces? Let's give the move to Kind King Sam. Okay, Sam, we're listening. Nicole was faster. No, Kind King Sam, h5. Exactly at the right moment before they can bring the bishop. I can't bring the bishop now, right? Exactly, Racer. Bishop f2, King f6, you're right. And if I continue with my plan, with my original plan, we can see that this will never work because at the very end, White's bishop will be overloaded, right? I have joined late. No problem. We're just going over Freya, the last nothing. You didn't miss anything. We just went over. We're going over what we looked at last time. So we are saying that now the bishop is not on the same diagonal, so black makes a draw. This is actually quite common in practice. It's good to know these ideas. So yeah, let's continue. Let me see what I had prepared for today. Yeah, I wanted to start with something related to fortresses, okay? I wanted to show you a fortress that MVL was able to overcome against no one less than Magnus Carlsen. So this is a game that they played, MVL with white, Magnus Carlsen with the black pieces. You can see that black has done some kind of fortress. They are trying to keep the position. Yeah, many move order works, Happy Pawn, you're right. So fortress, yeah, is that the right pronunciation? Fortress, like what black is trying to do here? I can write it here if you like. Fortress. Like we try to keep keep the balance by means of passive of a construction. I can't really explain this in a good way. A construction which allows us passive. No, it's terrible what I'm trying to write here. Yeah. How can I say? We are material down, but we defend by means of passive defense. That's maybe one way to understand it. And two ways to overcome a fortress. We did some lessons on fortresses also some time ago. Anyone were at these lessons? Anyone were at the fortress sessions? No? I think I was. Elle remembers this. So, two ways, two methods versus fortresses. Anyone? Could you write very quickly in the chat two ways to break a fortress? Sacrifices. Yeah, pawn break would bring the king in. Yeah, many things you can do. But yeah, one is sacrifices. One is sacrifices. And two is Zugzwang. Exactly, Owen. These are like the two main ideas. Then you have all the other things like activating the king, creating a passed pawn, and blah, blah, blah. Things like that. Anyway, a fortress is also tricky to do in chessable classroom, but we can try. We can try. I'll send you the moves that that MVL played against Magnus Carlsen, and we will see if you can follow in his footsteps. Kind of intuitive what he played. I think this was a rapid game, by the way. So I'll send you the whole continuation, but of course there is more than one move order. You get 1 minute for this, all right? You get 1 minute. We'll see how it goes. Maybe it's impossible to do this in a Chessable Classroom format because it's like conceptual. Now you can move the pieces in different ways and you try to reach the same situation, but we will try. So Daniel, your move is certainly not a mistake. There are no mistakes here. Yeah, crying face and Rohan. You can play Queen e7. I would then play King g7, right? I'll play King g7. I have to wait for you. That's the pure essence of a fortress now. We're waiting and we're just trying to shuffle now without changing the position too much. So Young Ji Allen, Happy Pawn, and Young Sam, basically you got it right. We can consider you winners. El, you got the whole variation. Fantastic. Good for you, El. Maybe you remember the Fortress sessions also. You have worked at this. Aiden and Chess Crusher, if you play like that, I think I have bad news, right? I can take your queen and I'll check you. Is that correct? So El, Oski, and Brian, you were the winners. Yeah, I think I'll have to ask El about this. So please go ahead, El. No hard feelings here. There are multiple move orders, no? Multiple move orders. This is a very logical move. What White is trying to do, they are trying to cross the fourth rank, right? They would like to enter with the king. It's hard to find a way to just win with the pawn and the queen. If you don't use the king, you cannot take this fortress, right? Queen f8 says, oh, we have some other lines here. Queen f8, something says Razor here. Black can't because of king. So I can take the pawn, right, Razor? And where do I put my rook? Maybe you're right. I can smoke out your queen, though. I smoke out your queen, and I come back. Or you don't believe in that, Razor? Maybe, no? Oh, but the chat is not updating on my side. Maybe not so clear, or no? Or is this very clear? Not clear to me, at least, that this actually works. So, yeah, no problem. We can probably give up the pawn later. When we play this move, we also have the nice idea of like taking the bishop, right? Because the king is hitting the rook. So black cannot keep, unfortunately, white's king away. No, that's what they would like to do. I mean, we shouldn't make this too complex. But if I took some, let's say very quickly, if I took some random fortress, like let's say something like this, let's see, just for fun now, so that everybody's on the same page here. If you take something like this, it would be a very easy fortress now, because you would just play rook here and you would come back with the rook and black could never cross, right? We can agree on that. No way for black to cross here, right? So back to our example. So this is not exactly the same thing, because the rook is defended by the bishop, so it's less stable now. So yeah, if I just play anything here, where are you, El? Please go ahead, El. What would you play here, for instance? Exactly, queen d6. So everybody understands what El is doing now, forcing me to actually move my king somewhere. I wouldn't put the queen there, though, El, but maybe it doesn't matter, yeah. I wouldn't have put the queen there, because I would like to walk in with the king now. And I don't think I can, right? Because we go rook d1. So I think so, Nicole. Yeah, I think you're right. But maybe Al has a different opinion. But I would say this is better, because now you can walk in the king, or you cannot. Oh, maybe you can't, right? You don't have space for the king now. So maybe it was not so clear. Yeah, let's think about it again. This position, no, this position. So we said queen d6. I think you were right. No, it's a good move, Al. It's a good move. Now you make space for the king, I think, right? Now you make space for the king. Yeah, sorry, El. Yeah, I was wrong and you were right. Please continue. Hello, Lily is saying the move here. Exactly. We make space for the king, right? Exactly. So that we can walk now. We can walk. And we will walk all the way to f8 or f6. Is that right, El? We're waiting for you. Please continue. How do I walk? You just walk. Or you can't walk. Oh, sorry, my silly mistake. You're coming back then. Oh, I see. So probably we have to move the king. Queen f6 as Razor, but then you drop the pawn, right? So we will have to improve this. Oh, this was supposed to be very easy, but at least I cannot remember it. We will have to try again. Anyone who is very clever and can tell us how this works? Queen e7, says Nicole. Yeah, I was saying that I would play rook here. Now, if you start walking, I think you don't have anywhere to hide, right? You can't hide at this point. Yeah, great to see you, Greg. It seems the connection is all right. Today, Chessable was a little unstable, but if something, I should say that, by the way. If Chessable goes down, just reconnect in a few minutes, okay? It will come back. Don't worry. There was some problem. So I was asking, speaking of problems, how can you hide a king? You can't hide a king, right? Yeah, Leeches is down today. Exactly, King Sam. So I don't think you can hide. You can't hide. Sack the queen. But when do you sack the queen, Racer? Not here, I hope. Wow, how can we not overcome this? I wonder. I think somebody said queen d6, right? Queen d6. I'm checking my notes now. I'm checking my notes. Rook c1, and how do we overcome the fortress? Queen. Oh, this is a brilliant move by Oski. Queen a5. Yeah, that's like an exercise in geometry. We protect the pawn from here. Okay, Oski, you get the move. You get the move, Oski, as a prize here. You get the move. I'm coming back. I'm checking you now. Oski, please show everybody what you have noticed. That's really like a beautiful move. Please continue. That way. Because you want to go up next turn. I thought you would go that way, exactly. I can't keep you away anymore, right? I can't keep you away, I think. It's just a matter of walking. We can just walk now. Right? To the queen side or to the king side? The important thing is to get over here. I'm coming back, but you can still enter, right? Exactly. Good thinking, good thinking. So we're using the king as an attacking piece, right? Attacking piece. So whenever we say this, you always talk about the game that Nigel Short played with Timman, right? Fantastic game. But this is quite common, I would say. All right, I'll try something just to be funny here. Oh, rook c4. Yeah, I can play rook c4. The thing is that now Oski will mate me. Oski has two plans. Pushing the pawn or going for mate. Guess which one he will do now? That's right. If I go to g8 instead, Oski, you don't get scared here, no? You can do it anyway, I think. You can go for the mate anyway. Queen d6. Okay, I'm coming back. I'm not giving up that easily. Look, the move Oski will play now. Queen d8. Beautiful. That's it. Basically what happened in the game. That's what MVL played also. Yeah, I'm completely lost here. I can try something if you like. Many ways to win, Racer. Yeah, many ways to win. This is one of them at least. So, yeah. Congratulations, Oski. So back to L. L was showing the main line. So where is L? Please continue, L. Where is L? We're coming back now. So you played King d3. I will play like Magnus Carlsen. I'll play Rook c6 instead. Can you go back? What do you need to see? I want to go home. What would you like to look at? If you can tell us instead with moves, like on move 5 or King e5. You see what L is doing here, trying to bring in the king. I'm almost in Zugzwang now. Remember two ideas, sacrifices and Zugzwang. I cannot move the king because then you would play L without any fear. You can take one of the pawns next turn. Instead of giving the checks, you can put the king on g7 first. Instead of giving the checks, you can put the king on g7 first. Okay, let's see if we understand that. We were saying king g7, and I'm trying to remember Oski's variation now. Queen, how was this? Queen d6, rook c1, queen e5, king h7, queen a5. Is this where you want to play king g5? I want to go home. King g7, sorry. You want to play king g7 here? And now, can't you just enter anyway? Like this and that and this and that? No? I think no. Yeah, of course, we will not go to c5 now. We won't get skewered. We will go to e5. What if rook c4 instead of king g7? Yeah, anyway, I hope this is okay for you. I want to go home. We understand this, right? The king is entering, and in the end, it will end up here. And yeah, now the pawn is unstoppable. So what if rook c4 instead of king g7? What if king g7? So now it smells like sacrifice here somewhere. Now it smells like there's going to be some kind of sacrifice. Oh, I can't see the sacrifice. Queen b6, says John Sam. Now I can see it. Thanks to John Sam, now even I understand this. John Sam wants to sack on e6 and take the rook. You see, there you go with the other plan, the other plan of breaking the fortress. So I think I have to go back with the rook here, right? Oh, bishop d5. Yeah, that can never work. No, unstable. No, I can write that also. When keeping a fortress, we need protected squares, right? You can't put the bishop in the air like that usually, right? Queen d6, I think we were saying, right? Queen d6, is that correct? Yeah, exactly, Racer. So are we on the same page here, everybody? I think we can continue, right? I have more examples. This is not the only example today, but I think we're learning something. No, we're learning something. Yeah, this is a nice example, by the way, that you can practice with somebody. You know, you can meet later and you can play out this endgame and see if you can beat your friend in this line. So anyway, we were talking with L about this. We should wrap this up. So please come back, L. And this is where we were looking at King d6 exactly. Magnus Carlsen took the pawn on g3, and MVL was able to crown his beautiful endgame, just like Oski did in his line, right? Yeah, with black you get bored. You would have to play King Sam one white game and one black game, of course. Unless if you have a trainer, you can ask your trainer to play black. But it's a nice exercise, believe me. You arrange. I have tried it a few times with students. You arrange this position, and white to play and win. Or ask a parent to play black as happy pawn. Yeah, if your parents know how to play chess, you can also ask them, of course. So my parent can't play. Yeah, then you have to ask somebody else. Yeah, maybe a neighbor or uncle or whoever. Anyway, so that's how Vachier MVL took home this game. Very nice display. All right, I'll show you another one which I thought was interesting. We're talking Olympiad, right? Anyone, did you see the game today? Dominguez won the pawn end game. Anyone saw that? Nice pawn end game. Yeah, you saw it, Happy Pawn. Great. Today, I think he won the pawn end game, no? Or was it yesterday? US versus Indonesia or something like that. Yeah, I'm not completely up to date. Maybe it was yesterday. In any case, yeah, interesting end game, no? What tournament? The Chess Olympiad, Oski, the Chess Olympiad. So here comes a game where MVL has to play against MVL with white and Dominguez, the US board 3, I think, with the black pieces. So, all right, guys, you're playing white here. I would like to know how you think that white can progress in this game. I will ask you for quite a number of moves, no? But I think 5 moves will be okay. So Indonesia, sorry if I can't pronounce it correctly. Yeah, Indonesia. No, Inspire is writing the spelling down. Indonesia, maybe then. Okay. So, all right. How did he take home this endgame? Another favorable endgame for MVL, but Dominguez is defending very well. Fantastic defender, by the way. Lenier Dominguez, he was very close to defending this endgame, but in the end it was impossible against MVL. Okay, Young, Ararat, Nicole, and Aiden, you want to push the pawn. Interesting. Rook c7 and King d6, I guess. Is anyone playing like... Yeah, Chess beat Oski and Brian. You're playing like MVL. You play like that. Can't I go King c5, Brian? Or that doesn't matter? And also Schengen, Freya, and Chess Crusher, you're very close. I think that's a good move also. King c6 and b7 and King c7. Should work also, Schengen, Freya, and Chess Crusher. So nice. King Sam, congratulations. You have walked in the footsteps of Maxime Vachier-Lagrave. Not bad at all. And many of you were close here. Hello, Lily. That looks like a winning move, but I think I can take on c4 and I take on b6. So a little careful there, Lily, when you're so close to winning the game. Chess Art, you're the second winner here. A lot of people wanted to play c6. That's a very impatient move, no? c6. Maybe I could even play rook b3 check there. Let's see. We will go in order here. If you go c6, yeah, I didn't want to play this, of course. But what was your idea here? If I play king d6 and I take the pawn? Or do you have some smart pin or something? I can't really understand this. Can't I just take, or is there something bad happening to me here? I don't think so, no? Or correct me if I'm missing something. King d5, king. Yeah, if you try to zugzwang me, I can maybe move my rook, for instance, if necessary. I don't play king d7 because then I think you guys had prepared something like this. Was that your evil plan? I would think so, no? So I will not play like that. Yeah, I will move my rook instead. I always need to keep this square controlled. If bishop d3, I want to go king d4, e5. Okay, so c5, c6, I think it's not convincing, no? Bishop d3 says Razor. Bishop d3. Yeah, what would I play in that case? Good question. Now you have stopped my check. Of course, king d4 at first sight was not so good because black would have rook b4, and this would be embarrassing for white, right? So I think that explains your move, Razor. That's why you want to play like that. Yeah, what would I play in that case? Good question. Rook b4, but then maybe rook a7 check, and I have to go king f8, I suppose, to protect this pawn. Maybe black is resisting here, or no? That's what you wanted. Oh, I see. But maybe, yeah, you can maybe try to create a new weakness or something. I'm not sure, Razor. It looks interesting. Yeah, it's certainly something to consider, your plan. You can get half a point if you like for the move bishop d3. Yeah, we can give you half a point for that. So let's check with Kind King Sam. You got the whole solution here, so please go ahead, Kind King Sam. Vachier noticed that he wanted to bring in the king, but the check is annoying. So he's offering the trade of rooks. Of course, Dominguez didn't want to trade rooks, but he noticed that if he plays something like that, how could you limit black's rook here, Kind King Sam? Aha, Nicole and Gordon, and you can just read the chat. Exactly, bishop a6. Very nice move. And then we can certainly bring in the king, which means that we are making a lot of progress. And I think in the event of rook c7, it's not making too much sense, right? You could just bring in the king anyway, right? And king e5. So in the game, they played rook takes b6. Dominguez was hoping that he could hold this bishop's endgame. But as you can see, we have like multiple plans, right? One plan is to take this pawn. Another plan is to provoke some weakness on that side. And obviously, we have the plan of pushing the pawn. Too many weaknesses, says Nicole. Does bishop a6 move on move 3 work? Yeah, I think so. I think that works. They played in the game king c6. And here, some of you were saying bishop a6. I think that's a very good move because you're about to play b7, and then you were going to play king e5. Should work also, this plan. Please don't forget that white can also work on the last weakness now, like on the third weakness. If I just play some random move, who said bishop a6? Let's see, somebody. I'll pick somebody who said that. I don't think that. Wait. Did I blunder the pawn? Oh, like that. Yeah, he did something like that. Sorry, guys, I'm being stupid here. Yeah, I forgot about this, of course. So if you want to play like this, you should maybe have arranged this in advance, if you see what I mean. You would love to do this and send the king to hit the pawn, right? But now I think I'm in time to bring in the king, right? With king e7 or something. Right? So that's not completely clear. Why not bishop a6 instead of king d4? Bishop a6 is another good move. I think I told you. You just had to calculate the pawn endgame, right? I think you calculated already. Oh, sorry, I'm not following the chat here. Free hanging. What's hanging? Sorry, I'm a little confused. We talked about two different moves. Yeah, king d4 cannot be wrong, right? But if you really want to play bishop a6, yeah, why didn't he play that in the game? One last thing to remember. No, this is an h pawn. So if I could play like this and get away with it, I just wanted to show you the idea, right? If I could like get away with this and trade off the pawn, but I don't think I can do that, right? But if you take, for instance, it's a draw, right? I just want you to see this idea. Now I can just go home. But you will, of course, never let me do that. You would play, yeah, I understand. You would play g6 instead, you're saying. And yeah, it's not a fortress, right? Is that not a fortress if I go back with the king? Today it's fortress time. I will stubbornly, how do you say, claim that this is a fortress. I can play like this and I can play like that. Tell me how you win this, guys. I don't think you can, right? Yeah, this is not the right way. You cannot. You have a free bishop, as you say, but you can't win this because I'm always staying, right? I'm always staying here. But you can wait a little here. You can. Oh yeah, you're right. You can force me to play h5, and then you can actually win. Yeah. So I was not correct about that. You're right. Black would need h5 to be played first. Did that happen, by the way? Yeah, it does happen, right? It is a draw. Yeah, you're right. And then we go home. Sorry about that. Aha. Yeah, I'm listening in the chat. Yeah, tell me, what happened? What happened? Coach, if go back, black plays G6. Oh, I see. Coming back to the chat. So E5 takes, B7, bishop takes, G6, and black plays H6. Well, if for that to work, but I can put my bishop on D5. You're not worried about that? I don't think that works. I'll try to bring my bishop to that diagonal. I'll play something like bishop A6, for instance. You play A6. I can also play like that. I don't understand. Oh, you want to play F4 and trade. Okay. Sorry about that. So if I take and I put my bishop here, I'm not sure this is a draw. Is it a draw? I don't think so. Black is dead. Yeah, I think so too. You don't get to H8, so it cannot be a draw here, right? I'm smoking you out with the king. So black plays G5 and king G6. Yeah, that's must be a joke, right? I can take the pawn and so on. So anyway, should we go back? You can see also that if this is winning, it's still some kind of practical risk for white now. MVL has to calculate this without moving the pieces. Is this a draw, or can black make a draw? Anyone? King F3. All right, I'm happy somebody's looking at the position. So you're probably right, RKDK. White wins this now. White wins this. You have cleverly avoided my move, King F5. So I think you're right. Yeah, white wins this endgame. But maybe he didn't want to calculate all this. I'm confused. Why is that, crying face? Yeah, white wins, exactly. So this was also a good option. But, I mean, chess is a practical game, right? You play a move like king d4 and you minimize the calculation. I like his move, king d4. I would play that instead, not having to calculate all the other stuff. Okay. What happened now? Crying face. I don't understand. What do we want to look at now? We can go back, of course. It's getting a little chaotic now. We're looking at this, yeah. King takes b6. You said king e5. It's kind of difficult to understand what you mean. Our claim is that black is lost here, right? So this was possible. Bishop takes a6, king c6. Yeah, of course. This is the other line. b7, king. I thought this is what you wanted to play. And white appears to be winning, or no? Takes, and you send the king in and you take the pawns. As simple as that. Or are we missing something? Hanging bishop, king c6, bishop a6, king d4, king takes b6. You want to play king b6? At what stage? I don't understand. This is really confusing conversation. Kings, what do you want to play here? It was king d4 first. Oh, that's another variation then. Yeah, we're saying king d4. That's what he played in the game. Should we maybe continue? They played king c6 in the game, and bishop a6 does not make too much sense. Who was showing the variation? Can King Sam? Please go ahead, Can King Sam. Yeah, please go ahead. We can play bishop a6, but a much smarter move is what MVL played in the game. Please notice what I was saying. White has this plan also. If black just stays passive here, that would be a very good plan. In the game, they took on b6, and white's next move is simple, yet very strong. Exactly, Racer. King d6, the king is entering. White is a pawn down, but their king gets much faster. The game continued like something like that. He's going to create a new weakness. We keep a number of pawns on the board, greater number of pawns. And black continued fighting, but it was hopeless now. So, I thought that was a nice example on how we can transpose into a favorable bishop's endgame. You get one more chance here to try to play like MVL, okay? We will do this in just 30 seconds. Why do we talk so much about the hanging bishop? I thought we have done with that. RKDK, Racer, L, Oski, Santos, John Sam, Freya, Vish, Brian, I want to go home, Gordon, Nicole, Rohan. A lot of winners. H5, some people want to play on move 3. I think that works also. Yeah, H5 is perfectly fine. To play H6 and send the king in. My only claim against that, if you play like that, okay, Princess Unicorn, you can show us the solution here. Please go for it, Princess. We limit Black's rook. We offer the trade of rooks. If they don't trade, well, then we can bring in the king. In the game, they went for the bishop's endgame. And White cleverly brought in the bishop. They are ready to play bishop a6 and b7. If Black plays bishop b7, I think you can put them in Zugzwang, right, Princess? How can you put Black in Zugzwang? Black doesn't want to move the king because then there is king e5. Black doesn't want to move the bishop in this way because there will be bishop a6. They don't want to put the bishop in that way because there will be bishop f3. So what would you play, Princess? To put me in Zugzwang? We're waiting, Princess. This was not part of the of the quiz, but you'll have to find it anyway. Rohan says bishop c4. Rohan, I play bishop c8 then. I go bishop c8. Maybe, exactly. Bravo, Princess. Very clever move. Because if I move the bishop this way now, now we take control of the long diagonal and Black can, basically resign. Right, Princess? Yeah, we're waiting, Princess. Rohan told you the move already. Exactly. And we have b6. b7 coming up next. Yeah, you will have to play something like that, and then you get the same story again. If I play something like that, Princess, how can you work on the third weakness? At least two ways of winning here, right? At least two ways. h5, very simple. No, h5 and play h6. Although I guess that you could also get away with queening and sending the king in this way also, like he did in the game. So anyway, very nice play by MVL. We will now continue. And I thought we could have a look at a few games where MVL went on to win drawn positions. Okay? We saw that last time. No, you remember MVL versus Anand. That was one example. And here I wanted to show you a few other examples. We will start with this one, okay? We'll take a rook endgame. And we are playing with you're playing white here. MVL just gave check on g2. I would like to know how you can save your skin against MVL, all right? It's a nice variation. You have to be careful, guys. Don't tell me I didn't tell you. You need to be very careful. Only one continuation will save your skin here. So please be very careful, okay? You get 1 minute and 15, okay? Yeah, I'm sorry, Inspire and Gordon. It appears you have played what Hungarian Grandmaster played in the game. That's not a good idea. We will talk about that. I can see we have several students walking in the wrong footsteps here. Nobody so far is showing me the correct line. Very careful, Chessbeat and Aiden. You were on the right track, but you missed one little detail. Think about the white king. Think about the white king. He's not feeling too well on the H-file, right? He feels a little disconnected from the battle on the H-file. So far, no winners. Okay, Racer, you found it. Congratulations. I'm happy somebody could get this right. Well, apart from MVL, I was going to say, but MVL was black in this game. So yeah, he was sitting on the other side. So it was a draw, but he put his opponent into a difficult situation. And that's how he won the game. So that happens quite often. RKDK, we have a second winner. Yeah, RKDK, you haven't said anything today, so I think I will give you the chance to answer. Okay, RKDK, please tell us, how can we save this game? The less natural move turned out to be the correct move. Yeah, I see. The hint, the king wasn't included. Great, the Racer, great that you waited. Okay, king h4 looks illogical. No, please notice. Rook endgames, calculation often matters more than intuition. You can't just say that, oh, I have to bring my king towards the pawns. That's common sense. Forget about it. Rook endgames, they keep a lot of calculation. If you play king f5, the problem is that you're also letting my king get closer. We can check that first if you like. We will come back to RKDK. In the game, they played king f5. Black played, of course. Any volunteer with the black pieces? Volunteer? Me. Patriots. Nicole, by some coincidence, you got the move. So please go ahead, Nicole. How would black continue here? Yeah, what was the problem with king f5? Of course, he brought in the king. This is very easy now. You could make a draw here with white if you had the king on the other side. Yeah, no need to make it complex. If white had the king over here, it would be some kind of defense of the long side, no? Of the rook. But here it's not possible. We don't have any smart checks, right, Nicole? This is not going to work. White's king is just completely in the wrong place. Right, Nicole? We're waiting. Aha, exactly. And the technical move from Nicole here. Please be a little more technical, all right, Nicole? Be a little more technical. What can be more technical? Of course, kick away the white king, and now you can do your plan. And yeah, we can safely resign here. I barely get picked. We will pick you, Sarthak. Don't worry. I'll keep you in mind. So something like that happened in the game. In the game, white played. What did he play in the game? King f5. Yeah, king f5. Tricky move. But Nicole found a good move here with black. Hint: don't move your rook, Nicole. Don't move your rook. So. RKDK, you're right. This is a famous trick. You can use that in some situations. If they play exactly, you have to move the king. If you move the rook instead, something like that, unfortunately, the pawn is hit now. The pawn is hit. So this is a smart. I have seen this in some games. It's a funny construction. But king g3 ends all the illusions, right? White resigned, I think, because it's already over here, right? So yeah. Exactly. Thanks, Nicole, for that. So we are back to who was saying this? It was RKDK. So please go ahead, RKDK, and tell us how should white continue here? Exactly. We need to keep black's king out of the battle. The reason why he didn't play this in the game is probably that he was scared to death by e4, but not so RKDK. We take, of course, what we notice here is that the king and the pawn could make a draw, right? If they can, get active. So black has to play f2 here. Many of you wanted to play e5. Unfortunately, I'll play king d1. This is what Razor noticed, for instance, that now white's king is cut off. You can never save this now because your king is too far away from the battle, right? So for that reason, RKDK, we should play instead rook takes, exactly. And before they cut us off or they take the pawn, we should, of course, send... Who should we send to the battle? We will come to that, Patriots. Rook f2, rook f king g4. We will come to that. I just wanted to make sure we understand this also. So white just makes it to a draw here. Black's king is being obstructed right now. Exactly. Unfortunately, I cannot get there in time. I'm needing like one more tempo to get there in time. If I could send my king to d6 or something, but I can't. So you just make it by one tempo, I think. Right, RKDK. Please continue. Yeah, Andy would definitely beat me. Yeah, king f7 and e8. But not in this position. Yeah, I would make a draw here against Andy with either color. Okay, back to the question here. What was the question that somebody said? Back to the question. Rook takes f2, king g4. Oh, you want to play that? It's kind of illogical now. Why would you put the king there? But okay, we can look at that. You wanted to play king g4. I mean, I would think so because you're sending my king. I can't get there, right? Yeah, I would think so. Very logical, but it should work, Patriots. Yeah, I think so. I still have difficulty sending my king. I would like to go like this, right? But I don't think I make it. Right? You're just in time. Yeah, good for you. Who said this? Whoever said this, yeah. So nice. Okay, guys, we will have to do a recap on this. Wait for me one moment. I want to make sure that everybody gets this right. Please remember what we said about the cut-off king, no? Remember what we said about the cut-off king. Okay, you get only 30 seconds. – Let's see who gets it fastest here. Okay, Razor, Lily, Patriots, you were the fastest. And then a lot of other students also got it. Chess Crusher, Vish, L, Can King Sam, Talicia, and so on. Ararat, Santos, Dada Apple, Sarthak. So Sarthak says he's never picked. So, okay, Sarthak, I won't let you down. Your glorious moment has come now. Please go ahead, Sarthak, and show us how can White save this game. I got it. Good for you, Rohan. Yeah, King h4. We are not letting Black's king get any closer. If I play something like Rook e2, Sarthak, what would you play? Aha. And if I bring the king closer? Okay, we're waiting, Sarthak. Can I be picked next time? Sure, Chess Crusher. Of course. It's a free country. Aha, Rook a3, passive defense. I can try something like this, but it will not really pay off, right? Aha, you can check me. And I don't think Black progresses here in this position. Yeah, you can just wait. Passive defense seems like a smart idea. I'm trying, of course. If you saw how Dominguez won that game, the opponent game, you can see that any position you can try to win, but I don't think we will succeed. Exactly. So yeah, all right. I'll play e4 instead. Please continue. Yeah, exactly. And the difficult move here, which possibly White overlooked in the game, was that one. Exactly. We take first so that we liberate our king, and then we can make a draw. You would be surprised if you noticed how many times going for a rook versus pawn endgame is a very common defensive idea in the endgame. Now, please remember this because it happens quite often. Okay, so he managed to win, although it was a draw. This happens sometimes to everybody, and I have another example which I thought was very entertaining. So let's have a look. MVL is playing against one of my compatriots, international master Milton Panzer, with the white pieces. So at this point, MVL played the move G4. All right, you're sitting with the white pieces. And the opponent's last move, in this case MVL, was G4. I would like to know how you can save your skin in this position. You'll have to be very careful, okay? You'll have to be very careful if you want to save this position with white. So here we go. How many moves should I quiz you for? I'll quiz you for a bunch of moves, okay? To make it more fun. You will get a very, very long variation. I hope you can make it. Let me see if I can get it right. Let me see. Wait for me just one moment, okay? One moment. Let me see. I think I made a little mistake. Sorry, he did not play G4. He played bishop takes H3. Sorry, guys. Yeah, some technical issue on my side. Yeah, so now we will do it, okay? Now we will do it. Sorry about that. Let's see if I can get this right. Yeah, here we are. No, not 9 moves. Only 4 moves. Only 4 moves. I'm sorry, Nicole, that doesn't make sense. I think you're just helping my king to enter. No? Well, we'll see. We'll see. If you play like that, young GL, I think I run with the pawn. Well, but what else could I do? John Sam, congratulations. We have a winner. Good for you. Santos, second winner. Excellent. The tricky thing with this one is that you would always say that the most dangerous pawn is the one further away, right? Like the H pawn, the rook pawn. But that's not always true. Remember, calculation. Freya, Chess Crusher, Chess Art, you also got it. A lot of people rely on general principles. An F pawn would be easier to deal with than an H pawn. But chess is not always like that. It's more about calculation than about generalization, you could say. Gordon and Patriots, you also got it right. Good to see Greg here, but what did you plan after H3, Greg. I hope I didn't get it wrong. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, we have some winners. We can ask at this moment, Oski. Did I pick you before, Oski? I don't remember. Yeah, I did. Sorry. Sorry about that, Greg. He did already. Okay, Chess Crusher. Yeah, you were asking a long time to get the move. So please go ahead, Chess Crusher. Yeah, if they take on H3, the first move has to be that. Please notice the move E5. It could be a typical intermediate move in other situations, but here it has no real merit. It's actually just helping my king to enter once white moves their knight. So G takes H3 and G4. Now we have to make up our mind which of these two pawns is the most dangerous one. Aha, we can actually live with the H pawn. We can live with the H pawn. We can, however, not live with the F pawn. Those of you who said F takes G4, unfortunately, you cannot stop this pawn. One of the problems, of course, like in endgame studies, is that your own pawn is limiting you, right? And you cannot, there is no way you can do like a fork if I queen on the light square and I have the king on the dark square, right? So that cannot work. That cannot work, even though it would be like more logical. Yeah, we can certainly not take because then again, the pawn is too fast. And I think it's still interesting to notice that if it were not for these pawns, white would of course be able to stop the pawn by bishop e4. Even without the f pawn, you could play maybe e5 and try to send a knight or something like that. But here it's too slow. So the only way to save white's skin here is like Chess Crusher was saying. What about f takes g4? Yeah, should we just finish off this variation first? So if we take, the knight is a mysterious piece. It just made it to get to f2. And I'm not sure exactly what happens in this endgame. Maybe black is still better. No, it's possible that black is still better. I can certainly not go to this square, right? Who is moving? Exactly, Chess Crusher. So I would have to play something else like, yeah, I don't know what I would play actually. Yeah, I think white can also come with the king. So white should be okay here. There was some question here. There was some question. Somebody asked something. What about f takes g4, f3, knight c3, f2, bishop d3? Oh, I understand. You want to give your knight that square. Knight takes d3. Very inventive, patriots. I like your variation. King e5 and knight e3. King takes e4 and knight f1. But it looks terrible. Sorry to say that, patriots. It looks very complex. Look at your king, for instance. It's like completely out of place. Could you play knight f4 maybe and try to take this pawn? Yeah, no way you will ever save yourself here, right? Yeah, black's king is too active. Or king f3, king e2. Maybe that's even simpler. Yeah, you're right, Santos. So yeah, that's it. That's even simpler. So yeah, only way to save white here after bishop takes h3. You have to take the first time, but the second time, just like Chess Crusher is outlining, knight. Here you have two paths. You can stop this pawn like that. You can stop the h pawn like this. And that's also how you stop the f pawn, right? In the end, oh, I see. Let's see. We have a comment here from RKDK. Pawn takes, knight d1, h2, knight f2, king e5, knight c4, king d2. Well, I will certainly take that pawn, yeah. Do you really believe in this? Who said this, RKDK? You're a piece down. You're aware of that, right? And I'm pushing this pawn also. So I don't think, yeah, you can certainly not mate me on this side. Anyway, so let's come back to the story now. We have this position, and MVL played bishop takes h3. Yeah, who can blame him for playing that? I think it was a rapid game also. It was the tournament, if I'm not mistaken, it's the tournament that Greg Sahadi was running, the Pro Chess League, right? The online event, I think. So who can blame him for playing bishop takes h3? But there was actually a way for black to win this position. MVL did not have time on the clock. Oh, we have another question. Knight c6 to stop e5, then king e3. Should I check that also? Come again, RKDK. I don't understand what you're saying, honestly. Yeah, I told you the first move. But it's not so simple. Don't worry. I didn't give away the whole solution. Could we maybe say that this was okay for white? Right? I think so. H2. Yeah, I don't know why we are so obsessed with this line. I take. Why would you play like this? No way this will ever work, right? Also, you lost your monster passed pawn on h2, so I don't believe in this. So anyway, now you get a chance to win this, and some of you who are very intelligent, you have figured out which is the first move, okay? But then you will have to see the rest, and I will not. I will not let you win just like that. It's a very entertaining line. You'll see. It's very entertaining. Let me see if I can get it right. There is a subtlety that you will have to see at the very end. Let's see if I can get this right. Yeah, that's it. You have to find 10 moves, so I should give you 1 minute and 30 seconds. I showed it by accident, but I didn't show the whole variation, I think. Or did I? We'll see, we'll see. Even if you saw it, it's great training. It's great training. It's almost like an endgame study, I think. So let's see who can find it. So, yeah, knight c6 is a little slow, right? If you play like that, Patriots, I think I looked at that. I take the pawn on h3, and I think I'm able to play e5 at some point. I have some e5 move. Yeah, we will talk about that. Don't worry, don't worry. h3 is a very good try. But I think I just make it to save myself, though. Or I take on h3, you take on f3, and I play king c1, I think. Okay, let's see who could. Chess beat, you're fastest. But chess beat, you ran into knight g4. Sorry about that, chess beat. Yeah, if somebody finds this, it will be incredible. Freya, you got 7 moves. Very good work by Freya. 7 moves. And who got 10 moves? Sheng and Yongjal and Brian. Yeah, I think that wins also. Sheng and Yongjal and Brian. So you can consider yourself winners. But there was a simpler path. But yeah, congratulations to those of you who could find the whole sequence, because I honestly, I would never find it myself. L, you found the whole solution. Yeah, bravo, L. Good for you. Good for you, L, that you could find this so quickly. And Santos, you were very close also. So yeah, a lot of people were close here. Chessbeat, Crying Face, and Greg Sahadi. But all of you are blundering knight g4 check, I think. So careful about that knight. El, you got the whole solution, but I would like to ask somebody else who has not been asked, like Sheng, for instance. Okay, good work by Rohan, Gordon, Brian, Yongjial, Racer, and Sui also. Sheng, please go ahead. Show us the whole solution here. How could actually Black improve the idea of a pawn break? Instead of taking and playing g4, we play g4 instantly. We play g4 straight away. I'll take with this pawn. It doesn't make a big difference. So at this point, I will have to come back now. If I take like this, again, we have the funny situation, right, Sheng? The closer pawn is more dangerous. Yeah, believe it or not, I think this will not work. Let me see here. I think I looked at this also. I have looked at this. Beware that, Sheng, I'm not a newcomer to this position. I know exactly what I will do to you. I'm just waiting for you. Sui saw this. Good work, Sui. You also saw it. e5 and bishop e4. We have tricked Sheng here. As I told you guys, not always the furthest pawn is the more dangerous. It can also be the closer pawn, right? So please go ahead, Sheng. You can show us again, right? Don't go for the h pawn. Go for the f pawn, okay? We're waiting. Yeah, exactly. Go run with that pawn instead. Something with geometry. And this pawn, which is, if that pawn did not exist, we would, of course, play like that. But right now, we're helpless here, right? There is no way you can try to give up your pawns, but nothing will work here. Should we look at this any further, or we can probably agree on that, right? So what about knight c3? Okay, what about knight c3? Yeah, knight c3, I mean, even I can see the next move here. I will play f2. And now how are you supposed to you can't, like I told you last time, I can take with the king and you can't get to the f1 square. You wanted to play bishop d3, I suppose. You wanted to play bishop d3, the same line that we talked about last time. Is that so? Yeah, you could try this. It's better this time, but I think it's still pretty bad now. King e3, and like you said last time, now I'll just send in the king. I learned from you guys. This is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to send in my king and queen, and yeah, this king is like worst king ever. So I don't think this works. G5, all right, let's see. If we put our knight on f4, it feels like we're stopping both pawns, right? Yeah, I think you're too slow here in this line. No, I play something like that maybe, and I'm coming back. Let me know if I'm on the right track or on the wrong track. Feels like Black is winning very, very easily here. No. So let's come back. And check the correct solution. Moving back. So we are back now. Yeah, you took. So I take back like that. It's not working. Yeah, we talked about this already. Aha, we pushed the H pawn to help the F pawn. So I will play the main line instead. I'll play knight c3. Okay, please continue, Sheng. We take. If you played h3 here, I will take. And when you take like that, I think I'm walking home the king. Now I think we're back to normality now, because I think I can stop the pawn now. You play bishop here. I play something like maybe king c1. I play knight d1, and I'm sending the king. Some chances for a draw, right? At least some chances for a draw. So bishop d3. Oh, did you have bishop d3 for white? You mean? Or I don't understand. Bishop takes h3. Bishop takes h3. What does that mean? Good question. What does that mean? What would I play in that case? But I'm still a pawn up, right? I'm a pawn up. So how could this be so convincing for white? Could I even play like knight e5? And if you take, I take like that, and I put the bishop here maybe, or something. Not so clear now that black will win this. I have a protected pass pawn also. You can play king e5 maybe. Yeah, I don't know. But it feels like a little far-fetched. I can maybe take, and I mean, I have some activity also, right, in this endgame. King d4, says Nicole. But you're 2 pawns down right now, Nicole. Not that I'm very materialistic, but I can maybe play my favorite move. I come back again. And if you, this doesn't, completely necessary. I like that words, L. Try to be practical. Don't play things which are very complex. Well, this is complex actually, but anyway, let's continue. So please continue, Sheng. Exactly. We don't have to look at all the variations. We can look at the most important ones. So now white will make a heroic effort to stop this pawn, starting with knight d1. Looks like if white just made it. However, black can still queen the pawn, right, in the end. So please continue, Sheng. Or should I ask somebody else? We're waiting. Yeah, don't go to e5, please. Don't go to e5. We have to go to g5. So black is a whole piece down, but unfortunately, white's extremely passive here. White's only chance now is to push the e pawn, right? So I'll play e5 here, right? We bring the king closer. Now this is a big threat. I can start with e6, but if I play e6, what would you play here? Before you go king d3, what would you play? Knight c6, exactly. So I will try to be clever, and I will play bishop e4 instead, trying to limit your knight. You send in the king. Okay, I'll have to win a tempo like that. What I thought was king h1 and bishop f1, the king can't move. But how do you get the bishop to f1, King Sam? How can you get the bishop there? I don't think it's possible, no? Or in which line? Like this, you mean? e6 and knight c6 and bishop d3. But you're one tempo down, right, King Sam? Not working, no, I think. Or am I missing something? Yeah, I think it's the one. It's badly timed now. It's badly timed. So I'll try this move. Yeah, please continue, Sheng. Please continue, Sheng. Aha. What a complex endgame, no? So here you had two options now. One simple and one difficult. So only L found the simple way. Exactly, King Sam. The simplest way, of course, is to play knight a6. Then you can just take and you can queen. However, if you ask a computer, I think it was also happy about the solution that you guys were saying. So you can do your solution, Sheng, if you like. You can do your solution. What was your solution? Aha, even this will win for black. But it's a little unnecessary. But it's good also. It's good also. You just have to calculate a little more. Yeah, you put the queen on g1. Funny, now I get the king. I would put it on g2 instead. Now you're blocking your own king. But I guess this is also working, yeah, where it's completely unnecessary, as you guys said. But you can play king f2 and you're probably mating me in the end. So king g2 is smarter. Yeah, I agree. This is smarter. I only have one check and then you will mate me. I think that's why the computer liked this one more. Something like this, put the king here and you're probably mating me very soon. But I like the other solution, of course. I like the other solution when we play, king b2 and the queen gets closer and so on. The knight can maybe mate me in the end or something. Anyway, so we know the solution. I'll quiz you on this, and then I think we will do one last exercise, okay? This will be our re-quiz, and then we will do one more, just to see if everybody can remember what we did here. If possible, try to pick the simpler solution, okay? You get, how much time should I give you for this? 45 seconds, okay? That's the game, John Sam. That's what MVL played in the game. But I thought we concluded that it was maybe not the best choice.